Welcome to the studio. We are so glad to have you on the team and think your skills are exactly what we need to make this game visually awesome. Let's get you onboarded. Those are the words I hope you get to hear either for the first time or more often throughout your career as a VFX artist in the game industry. Thank you so much for joining me and trusting me to lead you through this course and help equip you with techniques and tools used in production so that you can tackle the challenges that come your way while making high quality art. My goal for you by the end of this course is that you will have grown in the areas of craft, collaboration, and completion. There's never one right way to create VFX. It's all about getting to that final result that will look good in game, accomplish the gameplay intent, and be performant so that gamers have a smooth experience along the way. In production, I usually have around 2 to 3 backup plans in case my first plan fails. You may be able to make something look incredible, but if it isn't performing in the engine, then you can't ship it. That is why it is so important to have such a wide breadth of understanding and skill when it comes to this craft. I will focus on understanding where VFX responsibility comes in for props, characters, cinematics, and gameplay logic by giving you an environment and the prop with temporary effects built out for cinematic timing, as well as the environment, so that you can learn how to communicate effectively across multiple disciplines. That way, as you create your effects, you're more well-versed in who you will need to reach out to in the studio in order to accomplish your task. Sometimes things get missed that can be critical for a VFX artist to do their job later on. If you can help identify those areas earlier, then you will not only set yourself up for success, but also help the team win. This course is set up in a way to help you finish even the most challenging of VFX tasks on time and deliver with high quality artwork. You can't do that without a plan, preparation, defining the right path forward, or having a way to manage yourself and your time along the way. That's why I've developed this course with a true production focus in mind. You will have a complete view and understanding of what it will take to accomplish all of your VFX tasks from brief to final polish. So let's get into what you're going to be learning for this course. For the first 3 weeks, we will focus on the foundation. These will be the most critical weeks for setting you up for success for the last half of this course. We will start with everything you need to be onboarded for your first day on the job in week 1. You will get the brief and lore of the game, the production pipeline to help you navigate and track your tasks, and VFX concepts to help establish the visual target for gaining stakeholder alignment. We will focus on the importance of quick wins through the creation of 3 different effects and dive into blueprints and level sequences to help set the foundation for our effects moving forward. In week 2, we'll be focusing on our research and development phase of the pipeline. This is another critical piece in our VFX development. It will help us answer some technical questions early on and explore methods of asset creation to help solidify tools needed, pipeline establishment, and a clear way forward. We will dive into Houdini for creating those tools and pipelines for quick iteration capability in production, and understand how we can interface with Unreal and Niagara. We will also build out materials and explore methods of VFX creation inside of Unreal to understand which approach we may need to take later on. Week 3 will be the final week of our foundational VFX preparation. This week is all about setting up global and master assets to satisfy a wider variety of VFX tasks. We will focus on texture creation techniques inside of Substance Designer that we can use in a wide variety of assets, including dynamic beams and other ways we can influence our materials in Unreal. We will go through more ways to create versatile meshes in Houdini through the power of the Labs tools. Then we will focus on creating elements for our lens flare that can be soloed out to satisfy a wide array of other effects as well. We will also jump into EmberGen to create a looping flame simulation that we will take into Houdini to create a packing tool, which will be used to increase the number of frames and resolution we can fit into our flipbook. Then we will start focusing on creating our master materials inside of Unreal in order to build out flexibility, iterative speed, and consistency in art direction as we tackle the majority of our effects. As you can see, week 3 will be a massive week and will be loaded with content. We will finally start seeing all of our foundational work pay off in week 4 as we tackle our gameplay effects activated by our first cinematic. We will start by creating an infinite looping debris system that we can pair with our looping crystal effects. We will do this by hopping into Houdini and creating a new pipeline and tool for making small mesh chunks we can import into Unreal and time with our crystal fragment animations through connecting our Niagara systems with our blueprint logic. We will create additional blueprint logic for unique character interaction, work on our level sequences for animation and gameplay purposes of our effects, and tackle some more unique cases for effects spawns. Then we will dive back into Houdini for an additional use case with our point cache data and import that into Niagara for some unique particle spawns on our activation ring for our flames. And we will go through more advanced uses of skeletal mesh particle spawns. There will also be a focus on iteration through rounding out our gameplay ability to showcase crafting effects while reusing assets previously created. We will wrap up our first cinematic effects in week 5 with a focus on our portal activation based effects. This will further display the power of the tools and pipelines we have set up as we tackle additional asset creation needs and explore more techniques within Niagara. This is also a week where there will be a strong focus on visual quality and proper grounding of effects elements within the context of their use case. I will also go through troubleshooting issues during production, how to integrate new material logic safely into our master materials, and creating bespoke assets when needed by going through additional creation techniques in Houdini based on our prop mesh for our portal. Finally, we will round out all of our effects for our second cinematic and our level in week 6. While we continue with the theme of the power of iteration and reusability, we will also really lean into the power of our sequencer and stronger ties we can make with it between our blueprints, materials, and Niagara systems. I will go through balancing effects on a shot-by-shot basis and manipulating effects that span multiple shots within our master sequence. There will also be a focus on balancing the look and feel of our effects to make sure they have more visual synergy when they all come together. Once we finish rounding out all of our effects with our portal shutdown, we will tackle a handful of effects through our second art pass. I will address art director feedback and go through some additional strategies and techniques we can use for adding more life to our effects, as well as creating new elements from existing ones when needed to make everything feel like it blends together in a more satisfying way. Stay tuned for the bonus content at the end of the course as well. There will be optimization and performance strategies I will go over, how to properly address color changes for our effects with tech issues you may face along the way as you continue to adjust those, and some additional techniques you won't want to miss. Lastly, I want to address the 2 ways you can approach this course. There will be a verbatim track where you can follow along with me and accomplish a similar result at the end for your portfolio piece, or the portfolio track where you create your own concepts around the context of the level and lore we've established and have a completely unique standout piece for your portfolio at the end. I highly recommend starting with the verbatim track so that you can follow along with the tools and creation techniques I outline in the course, as well as navigating the troubleshooting and production pivots I take along the way throughout this course. Then you can go ahead and move to that portfolio track where you can create your own concepts, move at your own pace, and still utilize the techniques, tools, and strategies that I've outlined in this course, or expand upon what you've done to create something that showcases your skill and artistic direction. Okay, I'm sure by now you just want to get started, so go ahead and jump into week 1, you VFX wizards, and let's start crafting.